Hello, good morning, warm welcome to your decoding of the Economic Times newspaper. I'm Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth, and today we're going to decode one article which is on IPOs. For now many weeks we've been talking about IPOs because it is raining IPOs in this bull market, and today we're going to decode further on what's happening in the IPO market. And before we jump into that, let's welcome our people. Hi Kokil, welcome. Hey Sheetal, Prerna, Kanika, welcome guys. Who else is around? Hey Amrita, welcome. Shelly, good morning everyone. So let's begin. So today we're decoding this article which is on page number 9, and this is the ET market paper, okay, the section, and here we are talking about how retail investors, they rush for IPOs, okay, retail investors rush for IPOs, and that is only for listing day windfall. So the intention of these retail investors is to take the IPOs so that they can actually sell these IPOs on the listing day for the listing day gains. That's it. That's why they are joining. So let's read further. The first paragraph is saying that a majority of retail investors in initial public offerings are only in it for the listing pop. This is an ET analysis which is showing this information. They offload shares allotted to them on the debut day. The number of retail investors in newly listed companies drops sharply soon after they open for trade. So new retail investors don't stay put. Once they put money in IPOs on the listing day, they make all those listing gains and they leave. This is what the ET analysis is showing. Second paragraph. This isn't surprising. More than half of all IPOs in the last 2 years did better on the listing day compared with returns over a year, analysts said. So the returns didn't show up the entire year, and the returns only showed up on the listing day when the retail investors exited. Short-term retail investors who exit on the first day have been rewarded with big gains if the new listing has enough of a buzz. Now it is sharing some stats. For instance, it is saying about 70% or 191,000 retail shareholders exited Indigo Paints after listing on Feb 2nd at a premium of 109%. 70% retail investors or 191,000 retail investors exited on the day of the listing of Indigo Paints at 109% over the IPO price. The shareholding pattern disclosed by the company on Jan 29th, the allotment day, showed that 274,000 small shareholders were there, and this has declined to 83,000 now as on March 31st and 75,000 as of June 30th. Any ideas, guys? Why as retail investors we are looking at so much buying and selling? Any ideas you would like to give? Hey Shilpi, Ridhima, Neelu, Rajeshwari, Namita, Preeti, Bhagya, Kavya, Sneha, welcome guys. I love what Sheetal is creating. She's saying yes, for the listing day gains, many are not investing in the interest of the company growing in the long run, but they invest for themselves. Make me rich quick. Kanika, the stock price goes up the same day for some companies, and that is how retail investors are making money. I love what Preeti is creating. She's saying, so no wealth creation, but immediate gains, not what we aim for. Quick money, get rich quick mindset. Hey Shriya, you book your shares at a certain price before the listing, and then if it opens higher than the price you paid, you sell. Brilliant. Hey Harpreet. So we can see that these are some get rich quick schemes. So now let's see. Okay, let's imagine that Indigo Paints or any other stock for that matter which got listed, each one of us say got the share at 100 rupees, and say we got 100 shares, which means we invested some 10,000 rupees. Okay, on 10,000 rupees, say there is 100% return we generated, which means by investing 10,000 that became 20,000. Now so what is my question? Okay, 10,000 became 20,000 and now you exited. And then what? Like, then you are actually signing up to keep doing this, right? Like, it's like an everyday activity or an every other day activity then. And then you are actively involved in ongoingly searching for such companies, and you may get lucky with the IPO listing growing up 100%. Sometimes it's also growing 3%, which will come up. So there is a company called In-Home First Finance Company. On Feb 2nd, it listed at a premium of just 3%. So if you make 3%, you're happy, you make 100%, and then what? So my question is, okay, even after 100% return, 10,000 became 20,000, or if you invested 1 lakh, it became 2 lakh, and then what? Got that? Harpreet is saying punter's habit. What percentage interest do you pay on the 100% gain? Yeah, there are no guarantees, Sheetal, absolutely. So what's the point, guys? I'm not getting the point here that, okay, even if you invested certain amount, it became 2x, and now what? So ongoingly, do you want to kind of just keep being in this space where you're continuously looking for new and new investments? Is that the game? And if that's the game, then I'm not getting what's the objective here. Because I am clear about my objective. My objective is wealth creation. And then my objective is, can I put my finances on an autopilot? Because I don't want to be looking at my investments every day. I don't want to be kind of looking for newer investments to get in every day. I want a more stable life and wealth creation happening on an autopilot. Neelu, it's gambling, bound to take one by total shock and get one down. Not an investment. This is not wealth creation. This is like making pocket money. Absolutely. And it's a choice you make, right? Like, what is it that you want to be doing? Like, I'm just sharing about the choice I have made, because I want to like really have time for myself and time for the bigger purposes that I have in life, time for my people. I don't want to be every day looking for new and new investments. That's not my game. I want to invest once, and if the company is doing well, I want to let my profits grow, put the finances on autopilot, and not like make it an everyday activity. Got that? Harpreet is creating that this is not a goal-oriented approach. No mindset building for wealth creation. Probably it will be money, easy come, easy go. Brilliant. Yes, easy come and easy go. I'm reading further. Okay, Sheetal is creating. The objective is to earn extra money, if at all. And then you choose what to do with that extra money. Maybe put it into my NPS. Sure, Sheetal, they can all put it in your NPS. Okay, next paragraph. To be sure, the number of retail investors include those added between listing day and the end of the quarter. Participating in IPOs and exiting with listing gains has proven to be a sound strategy for investors, if at all we can call them investors, over the past few years, looking to score big within a short period, said market participants. A quote from Axis Securities MD B. Gopkumar. He's saying, of late, IPOs are like trading. Trading for the majority of the retail investors who shuffle the same money between the secondary market and the primary market. The new strategy is a quick reallocation of cash from secondary to primary for an IPO to generate decent returns on listing day, as most of the IPOs have listed with 30 to 40% premium recently. So this is a strategy for the short term. What is a secondary market? A secondary market is a market where stocks are bought and sold, and primary market is a market where IPOs exist. So when the new IPOs are coming, they are coming, and that's the primary market. So it's majorly the shifting of money from the IPO to the secondary market and then exiting from the secondary market and coming back and investing in IPOs, the primary market. Not everybody gets to make it big. As much as 53% or 1,48,000 investors in In-Home First Finance Company sold the stock after its listing on Feb 2nd at a premium of just 3%. Half of the investors in Dodla Dairy, or 60,000 of them, sold their allotment immediately after the listing. This was the case in 20 out of the 22 IPOs listed in 2021. So just in the last 7 months, out of 20 IPOs, the same thing happened. The optimism at the time of listing doesn't always translate into reality after a period of time for many companies, hence the eagerness to exit on debut. So what are you learning, guys? Sheetal is saying, as an investor, I'm still tempted to apply for an IPO to understand the process. And I may jump out too and experience how it feels. But somewhere I still feel a misalignment with my values. I feel like I don't want to do it to company that wants to grow. I don't want to pull out my money. Got that? What is the historical behavior on this trend of high price when listed? Kanika, for many of the companies which have gotten listed in the bull market after the 2020 crash, they have mostly made money. So most people have made money in the listing, on the listing days. After that, it may have come down and it has never gone up for 1 year and more. So there are many such examples where companies, the price at which they got listed, that price also never came. It's a very common trend in the IPO market. So well, that's one of the stories for today, and it is for you to decide how you want to take your money life forward. The courses, if you've done, then you know that we are constantly talking about putting finances on autopilot and going for the long term, because there is more money to be made from patience and persistence. Amrita is saying, I am curious, but what I don't understand, I won't do. Amrita, you may need to, Amrita and somebody else, I think somebody else also said curious, right now? I think it was Sheetal. Tempted, yes, she said she's tempted. So, when there is curiosity, an action can show up. When there's temptation, an action may show up. So you may want to kind of look at I even right now I'm not getting the words to explain this, because I think I literally killed my curiosity, if I should say this word. I'm just wondering it myself, okay? Because I am not curious, I am not tempted, I am not greedy as well. Yeah, there is something around temptation and curiosity here that needs to get addressed, right? Because we may fall for the temptation, we may fall if we are curious, and I'm just wondering, what do I say for you guys to go beyond that curiosity, or for you guys to kill that curiosity? Because if you are up to wealth creation, then wealth is not built this way. Like, that is what I'm clear about. And even I am thinking more, I'm thinking more on how to articulate this for you guys right now. Yeah. Shelly, no investment in IPO, wait, watch, see how the company is doing.